Hello guys, so today I'm about to make a video. This is going to be a video about a short review of this new bike that I just got a few days ago. So this is the name of the bike is, as you can see, you probably can't see because I have put some straps to hold the battery a little stronger so that I don't fall. I mean, it's strong enough, but that's an extra protection. So yeah, talking about the bike, it's the Ribeko EBMX 50 or 60, something like that. So yeah, I'll put that right one on the title. And yeah, this is the Ribeko, basically dual motor e-bike. I think they also have a single motor version of this bike with a little different specs, but this is the dual motor version. So these come with 48 volts 26 amp hour battery, and I think the single motor version comes with, I believe, 17.5 amp hour battery. So yeah, this is a bigger battery. And the battery, I wish they had a switch to shut it down, but yeah, it doesn't really have a switch. But on this side is the charging port for the battery, and on the other side is where you put the keys to take it out and remove it if you want to. And here's the charge level button. To check that, all you gotta do is press this and they'll show you pretty much. I think this is what, 0 to 30% when it's on the red, and then maybe 30 to 80% till it's on green, and 80 to 100% when it's on blue. So mine, I rode it a little bit today, so it's probably somewhere between 50% to 60%. I know, because I have idea about how much battery an e-bike uses, using pretty much a lot of e-bikes by now. So yeah, talking about the bike, the dual motor version of this bike comes with 2000 watt 48 volt 1000 watt motors, front and the back, and a bigger battery. And then, but since it comes with dual motor, I was expecting it would go a little faster other than the single motor e-bikes, but I have not been able to get it more than 32 miles an hour in both single or dual motor. The only difference is the acceleration and the torque. When you use dual motor, the acceleration is very nice. It just gets up to the full speed, like 30, 32, depending upon wind and weather. So yeah, it gets to there in like no time. I think like a few seconds, like within 5 or 6 seconds. And yeah, when you're using the single motor, it takes a little time. I don't really like that acceleration with the single motor, and once you get hooked up with the dual motor, you don't really like using it. And yeah, if you're not going too far, and since you got a huge battery, you can use it, and that way you're not putting too much pressure on a single motor too. And what I do mostly is I use the dual motor when I'm starting the bike, and if I'm on the flat grounds, once I get up to the full speed, I just switch it to single motor. And then whenever I see a hill or something, then I switch it to dual motor, so that I don't really have to slow down on the hills. So yeah, so far I've rode this bike for around 35-36 miles, and yeah, I kind of like this bike. It's not a perfect bike, but yeah, for the price point, I think it's not a bad deal. My first bike, that was the YYG BR100. I mean, I love the bike. Even though I sold the bike, I still kind of like the design of the bike and how solid it was. And yeah, so I think they're a different name but kind of like the same company. So I know they make solid bikes. The frame looks pretty solid. The frame looks solid than the previous bike that I had, which was also a dual motor bike, which was M8 S8. But yeah, that was a little faster. I don't know, I never verified with GPS, but on the screen I had got it up to 37 miles an hour using dual motor. But yeah, uh, there's always a little drawbacks of this and that on every bike. So not too bad. Still, I like the design. I like that it has a storage compartment so that I can put all the stuff while I'm going, you know. So let's talk about the bike. So first thing first, to turn on the bike, I wish they had a key, but it doesn't have a key ignition. So to turn the bike, you gotta do is press this button right here, and as you see, the screen pretty much resets. And that's the battery bar. Let me tell you about this display. The battery bar, as soon as you start to throttle, even if you start just freshly charged, fully charged bike, and maybe go a few miles, then it starts dropping to 1 or 2 bars left. But what I noticed is once you kind of like park it and then like turn it off and on again, it shows you the correct, or maybe close to correct. So yeah, I wish it showed the battery percentage, or like the volt, how many volt is left. It doesn't show any. The voltmeter is not there, but which was there in M8, which I liked about it, so that I could kind of like judge how much battery I have. But still, you still have this indicator which will give you a kind of idea. So once you turn the bike on, as you can see, it is on 0 right now, the pass level. And this button is for going up and this one is for going down. Pretty simple. These 2 buttons I think are for display, something like that. We'll get to the trip, maximum speed, average speed. I should have checked that earlier, but yeah, so far in like 5 days I've done almost 38 miles. And so once you press the up button, go to 5 levels that it has, and to go down you just press this button. And this switch is for the dual motor and the single motor. So for the rear single motor, it's on number 1, and if you want to use both motors, front and back, all you gotta do is press this button and both of them start spinning. Can I? No, I don't really wanna drop my phone or anything, so I'll show you a riding video later on. I'll put that one too. So I don't know, it looks kind of nice. I like the bike. Kind of looks similar to Super 73 or Goat power bike that I have, Motor Goat. The seat, it's nice, but it kind of pushes down once you sit down. It is soft, and if you're going on longer rides, it's gonna start hurting. So I would say maybe get something like a seat cushion to put something on the top of this, and it should help it. What I like, other thing about the bike, is the basket. So I put this one extra just to cover it if I put some stuff. You can always put your toolkit or whatever you want. It has plenty amount of storage, even for a second battery if you want to put that, which I'm probably gonna be putting if I decide to keep this bike. But yeah, after that, going to controls, you have this thing right here which will turn on your headlights. It's a bright headlight. I have to say this is a brighter headlight than the M8 that I had. But yeah, it does not have a function that has a daylight all the time running light. If you turn it off, the whole thing goes off, which is kind of nice and not nice, because it kind of saves battery a little bit. But yeah, that way it kind of looks cool when it's on. But yeah, if you want, you can just turn it on. And then you got turn signals, which is a plus point, which didn't come on M8 S8. So yeah, pretty much it's a basic thing. If you press this one to go on the side, left side, turns on. One thing is good that, see, with this thing you can see that it's running while you're riding, so you remember to turn it back off, which doesn't come on a lot of e-bike. So I like that because they don't show anything on the screen about turn signals, or it doesn't beep or anything. So yeah, you keep forgetting. So that's a plus point. And in the rear, you got your turn signals right there. And then on the right, same thing pretty much. Yup. And when you turn the lights on, this one lights up. Let me turn the, so yeah, that's your tail lights when you turn it on, the headlight. And when you brake, you got your brake lights. You can see when I hit the brakes, the brake lights come on, so that's a good thing. Pretty visible. You can always add more lights if you want to. The suspension on the rear, not too nice, but yeah, you can upgrade that. That's gonna be a cheap upgrade. The front forks are okay, they're not bad, but not the best. Pretty much the same thing. What I liked about this bike, other than the same, like category bikes that usually are on the market, is that it comes with metal fenders, not the plastic cheap fenders. So well, I like it on this bike because that's more sturdy. Even if I fall, it's not gonna break or anything. But with plastic fenders, you get one good thing about plastic fenders is that you can cut them and like modify them. But with the and if you go on gravel roads with these metal fenders, it's gonna make a loud noise. But yeah, I mean, I don't really ride on off-road. I'm mostly on roads, so not bad. And so yeah, that's all the signals and everything. I had put a phone holder, these mirrors, I put a bag right here to put my keys and everything, little stuff while I'm carrying. I put this number plate holder and a little stickers and decals. And yeah, there's gonna be more to come, but yeah, this is what I've done so far. So let's talk about the brakes. The brakes are hydraulic dual piston DYI island, or whatever, however it's pronounced, DYI island brakes, 2-piston hydraulic disc brakes, same what came on the M8. But when I received these bikes, the brakes were too soft. I had to bleed them. It was not bled properly, or whatever was wrong with it. Maybe there was too much, because yeah, when I pumped it, there was too much air out. So yeah, that was not good. There were a few things, like the rear suspension was making a little noise when I received the bike, but once I tightened it, all the bolts and screws, it's not too bad. But I mean, it's not soft. The rear suspension is definitely going to be something that I'm gonna upgrade first in future. And yeah, so thoughts about your bike, any questions? If anybody is looking to buy this bike, I would say go for it if you get it on a deal better than any other bikes on the similar specs on the market. Because this one, the main thing I don't like about this bike is being a dual motor. It should have been able to go a little faster, maybe up to 35 or 37 miles an hour. It does say 37 miles an hour on the website, but no, it doesn't go. Even downhill, all I had been able to get it up to was to 37 miles an hour. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. That's cool. Oh shit. Okay, so yeah, another thing about the display is, I don't know, usually the other displays that I've seen, M5 or whatever, it was easy to get into the settings and you'd be able to, change the settings. But this one, even though when I press these two buttons, all it does is comes to this, and basically nothing. I've tried everything, all it goes here. I pressed all it didn't came with any kind of information about display on the manual, so I looked everything, but yeah, I can't really figure out what does this thing mean. So there was no modifications that I was able to do on the display to make it go faster. And yeah, I haven't opened the controller or anything and see what's inside, but pretty much basically all these bikes in the market come with the same 20-25 amp hour controller, and yeah, pretty much a few miles difference. So, and this is not my primary bike, so I have faster bikes and I use this temporarily when I am just going out there for fun around the neighborhood or to the park, because it doesn't go that fast. And yeah, it's a good like a extra bike to have for me, so I have it so far. But maybe I'm gonna sell it in the future, or maybe upgrade it to 60 volts in future. We'll see how that goes. I'll keep you guys updated. I'm so nervous, I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, it's a sexy bike though, look at it. I like the look of the bike. What else you guys want? Let me try to show you by going on a little spin. That's on single motor, mode 2. Oh shit, my gloves fell. Okay, that's it guys. I'll probably make another video about how the bike holds up and if there's any problem with the bike in future, because this one is pretty much brand new right now. But yeah, keep you guys updated. Have a good day and thank you for watching the video. Subscribe.